Hello and welcome back. Chris, on our little laboratory, we have some offices, we have the mark of what's going to be a little gym, a sleeping quarters, med bay, and a few more hallways. I'm going to ramble about the series I did, which I'm basically combining together in order to create the story of Dr. R. This includes actually the original series of Dr. R, and also includes The Tale of Mending, both series that I never quite finished. The Tale of Mending, that was partially because something in the mod pack broke, and everything no longer exists. So I couldn't continue it if I wanted to. Essentially, something broke. I didn't want to fight with fixing it, and then on top of that, my computer broke. So it was just one thing after another after another. For the original Dr. R, it was I stopped doing it because I got distracted with something else, and then when I went to start doing it again, I just I felt like I kind of did shittily on it. And yeah. So I figured if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna redo it. I kind of messed it up, so might as well just restart. And so here we are with me properly planning out. I'm actually gonna get. I'm not gonna write myself a script, but I am gonna have an overall plan for like the story and all that. Anyway, so the original story of the first Dr. R series was mostly told through the description, which eh, it's not a bad way to go about it. I think the way I did it was okay. I just feel like overall heart wasn't in it, and I was just throwing shit at the wall. I had so many ideas. I wanted all of it all at once. And yeah, just turned into a mess. But the original story of that was Dr. R, or Fallen, was once working for a research laboratory type thing, kind of like what we're building, called Eternal Labs. And they were pretty shady, pretty sketchy. And eventually, Dr. R reached a point of they decided, you know what, I've had enough. And they left, using mystical means to transport themselves to another world, where time actually flowed differently. Time in there was much faster than the world they came from. And Eternal Labs, after realizing that Dr. R was missing, tried looking for them. But Dr. R made sure that they covered up their tracks so they couldn't be followed, or at least not followed easily. This, however, didn't last forever. Back in their original world, Eternal Labs, after about 5 years, managed to find where Dr. R went, and they were determined to find her and bring her back. So they started researching, trying to follow her tracks, and eventually do manage to locate where she is. That was where the original thing stopped. There was also tidbits and hints that Dr. R has potentially transported to other worlds and may not have even originally been from the universe where Eternal Labs exists and may have ended up transporting there, only to leave again by the same means. There was also hints at Eternal Labs' more sketchy nature and all that stuff. But like I said, that story, put a pin in it. It's kind of relevant, not really. Eternal Labs does both exist and will not exist in this series. By that I mean we are not building Eternal Labs. We are building, actually, a research center by Dr. R themselves. Of course, we'll get into that later when the actual series begins. Going on to A Tale of Mending, and I'll get back onto more of Dr. R and Eternal Labs and why I'm doing things the way I am now in a bit. But The Tale of Mending was another series. Every episode was like an hour. It wasn't ever super popular, and like I said, the thing broke, and I just stopped. Partially because I had to, and partially because, once again, my heart wasn't in it, and so I'm like, I haven't been recording it too often anyway, so I wasn't overly upset when the world broke. The Tale of Mending was going to be this bittersweet story of mortality versus immortality. For an immortal creature, how do you cling to the bits of the past that are falling apart in front of you, basically? And so all of this would surround, actually, Minecraft's mending book of how it came to be. Why did anyone decide to create mending? It's a bit of an odd enchantment, at least just logically. There's woolsmiths, there's blacksmiths, there's leather workers. All of them aren't just to create new things, but also to maintain and fix things that are broken. So if you already have people that are able to fix the weapons and tools and armor that are broken, which it doesn't quite work that way, just basic gameplay wise, but that's in general that would be how it works. Then why would you need an enchantment that would allow you to magically repair your item? I mean, it's cool. No one's gonna be upset about such a thing, but it's weird. Especially since I'm pretty sure villagers don't have experience. The reason it's more of like a skill thing, so you becoming more skilled magically heals. It's strange. It's strange to say the least. Anyway, the storyline is someone ended up transporting to a different world. And after being there over time, they build up a town, they build up a community, and over time they start realizing something is odd. They start noticing that despite how much time has passed, years, decades, century, they haven't changed, at least not physically. They've grown, they've built a city, a town, they've befriended all these people, they've become part of this world. They've built a whole sprawling kingdom, and yet they still look the same as when they first came here, eventually leading them to realize that when they traveled here, time doesn't work the same for them. In the best case, they're just gonna have an extremely long life and a very, very useful appearance. And then, in the worst, time just doesn't flow for them. which means everything they've built will eventually crumble to dust. Everyone they've met will fade and then fade again and again and again. So then, how do you keep the things you've created? Over time, things change, the world transforms, and things are forgotten, things rot, they decay, and they fall apart. And if the people and creatures that created those objects fall apart and fade away as well, how can you fix something if no one knows how to fix it anymore? You can't, not really. So then what do? Well, you create an enchantment that would allow it to magically heal itself. Doesn't matter what damage it takes, it'll slowly revert back to how it looked, how it smelled, and everything like it was originally. Uh, what did you just throw on the floor? You're just knocking everything over, aren't you, silly goose? Yeah, that should be fine. Technically, I should put it like here. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's go here. Uh, anyway, so that was like the overview of the tale of mending. Is what do you do? Everyone you know is slowly fading away. Everything you've built is collapsing, and you're stuck there. On top of all of it, on top of everything else, you find that people are wary of you, and you can't really even blame them. Who's gonna believe that you've actually been around for 4, 5, 600 years, 800 years, 900 years, a millennia, a million years, eons? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this looks okay. This looks alright. Go here, and then we'll have probably here. go 3 down. And then go that way, and we'll have another series of hallways, and that'll be the next floor. I could use more elevators. I probably will for some sections. But I kind of like the idea for the main lab to be stairs. We'll see. For now, what the fuck? I'm not gonna question it. I am not gonna question it at all. Anyway, I keep getting distracted by every little thing. Sorry. So the overall plan is along that same vein of someone getting transported to another world. In this case, Dr. R will be transported somehow, some way, to another world where time is a bit different. And then we're gonna have chaos and shenanigans. I don't know if I want to get into the story I'm planning quite yet. That I'm probably gonna save off for when I actually start the thing itself. But one of the things I'm essentially retconning for my storyline is Eternal Labs. So I I have a very, very active imagination. I've created a whole multiverse. It's some chaos. So the story of Eternal Labs actually was not originally part of Dr. R's story at all. So all of this starts with Shaolin. And Dr. R originally was not Dr. R. Of course, some of this may turn into spoilers. We will see. I haven't completely planned out the story, but that's just gonna make it more interesting. Because who knows, maybe I'm gonna want to do 5 seasons or something, especially if people like it. I don't know. At least one person's excited for it aside from me. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Have it go like that. And then we need this. So the original plan of Dr. R goes to the world of Shaolin, which is a mess in itself. But essentially, the world of Shaolin was initially just this ordinary world. Magic was part of fairy tales, it was old stories. Humans were the main creatures. Uh, there weren't any things that went bump in the dark or crazy monsters aside from old stories. And then there was this laboratory referred to as Eternal Labs, their catchphrase being changing humanity for eternity. And they technically achieved what they set out to do, just maybe not in the way that they hoped. So, Eternal Labs was originally focused on the stars. They wanted to travel to the moon, to other planets, and they wanted to travel the whole universe. See what was out there. Were they alone? What else was going on? Etc., etc. This eventually turned into them discovering pocket dimensions. And they got curious. Eventually, their focus changed. Rather than going along with what they planned, they decided, you know what? We are going to create a pocket dimension that's going to be a safe haven for people. And then, whenever we need to, we could go out of it, collect resources, explore, do all the chaos. That was their plan, anyway. Whether or not they truly achieved it remains uncertain. But one day, Eternal Labs just vanished, along with everyone and everything inside. Left behind was a massive crater that allowed other things to enter the world. From there, magic and bizarre energies seeped in like spreading like radiation. It seeped into everything, shifting and changing the world that had never been meant to have magic. It was never meant to have this energy. It also allowed in some creatures, things that were never meant to even breathe a scent of this world. And yet they were now a part of it. From there, the world changed. Oop, my. Ow! That was loud. Mushroom, you gotta move. Go, girl. Alrighty. One second. Come here. There we go. Computer is plugged in, and I have more chaos to say. Do 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 do. I got distracted by my computer almost dying. It's fine. I'm also very, very sleepy. But I don't want to stop. So we're just gonna. There we go. Anyway, Eternal Labs and its vanishing marked a change of the world. The world as a whole, humanity included, were forever, irreversibly changed. So, to some degree, they did achieve their goals, just not at all as they were hoping. Whether or not they created a pocket dimension or what actually happened to them, who the frick knows? So, the reason I'm changing it from Eternal Labs to Dr. R's kind of research center is one, I think it's going to be more interesting if it's Dr. R's lab versus Eternal Labs, and two, because I don't want them to be on Shallon. The whole point of this map and everything that I'm making is the backstory of Dr. R. Who they are, what they're capable of, and what they even are. Okay. Really? Just like the hospital, though, I'm probably gonna do this in sections. So for now, this is the mark of the next section, and we will deal with this at a later date. So now, let me go up here and decide what the frick is gonna be what. So, gym and living quarters. Then we have the med bay. And we'll have the showers next to it. We'll even put like a little side entrance, so if you need to go from the med bay to the showers, you can, or vice versa. Then what else do we need? We need a kitchen and lunchroom. That might be, yeah, I think kitchen area over here. Lunchroom. Kitchen here, lunchroom here. And then sleeping quarters, med bay, showers. Gym. Probably garden up here. And little, like, farm area. Maybe? Oh, it was literally almost there. That's funny. How long have I been recording for? Half an hour. Okay. I will finish the walls. And then next time we will decorate all this. Decide what is actually what and all that stuff. What the? Okay, couldn't walk for a second. That was weird. There we go. And then I'll mark here. Should be good enough. There we go. And you know what? I'm sleepy, and if I stop here, like this, then I'll know, okay, I still need to do walls and shit. So, with that said and done, thank you for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day. And I'm gonna try and get some. Why are you trying to hunt me? Hi. Just glance over and the cat's just like staring at me, wiggling its butt. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day. Farewell.